99 men in America. So find out about screenings, your risk factors, and innovative treatment at northside.com. Dogs in the first half shot 40%, almost 41 in the first 20 minutes, 11 of 27. Auburn was much better at 61%, 17 of 28. Georgia had trouble finding the bottom of the basket from the three-point line, just 1 for 8 on threes. Auburn 6 of 14. Georgia was better at the free throw line, 11 of 13 for the game so far, 85%. Auburn 5 of 7. Rebounds 17 for the Tigers, 13 for the Bulldogs. Georgia had 5 first-half turnovers, 6 for Auburn. They had 7 assists on their 17 baskets. Georgia only 1 assist in the game so far on 11 buckets. Auburn points in the paint 18-16, leading that category. Georgia 6-0, leading second chance points category. Leading scores individually for the Bulldogs, Silas Demery, the only Georgia player in double figures. He had 13 and a half. Chad Baker-Mazzara with 18 points for Auburn. He's their only player in double figures. Second half is on the way. It's Auburn 45, Georgia 34. Dogs play some catch-up as we start the second half next on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Get 3.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2024 Toyota RAV4. Offer valid through March 4th, 2024. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $29.52 monthly payment for every $1,000 finance. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance here. And wait, before you tune out, we get it. We know you're too busy to think about upgrading your insurance coverage right now. But if you wait until you need it, it's too late. Our friendly folks live here in Georgia, and their goal is to get you what you need fast. Call 877-404-1050 for a quick quote and coverage from a company you can actually depend on. Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance.
We are Farm Bureau. This is your home of the Dogs. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Georgia Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
When you live in SEC country, you feel it everywhere you go. The traditions and rivalries surround you. As much as you celebrate the game, Regions celebrates your financial wins even more. And like SEC fans, we'll never quit. Because in an SEC world, we're the SEC Bank. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC.
Stegman Coliseum is sold out again tonight on this Saturday evening, and 10,000 plus, Chuck. Waiting for something good to happen for the Dogs, who trail at intermission by 11. What, in your estimation, needs to happen that would be good for the Dogs in the second half?
We need one of those comebacks like we've been famous for on the road. We need one here at home. We need to make one of those big runs here in the second half like we've been known to do on the road. That'd be great. And, Scott, listen, before we get into the second half, we need to congratulate. Tonight is the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame inductions. Our own Claude Felton going in, and Jabri's dad, Sharif Abdur-Rahim, going into the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame. Our congratulations to both.
Congratulations to them. Also to Georgia tennis coach Manuel Diaz, who announced that he will be retiring at the end of this season. It has been a fantastic career for Manny, heading the Georgia men's tennis program.
No doubt.
So all of those guys are to be congratulated. Dogs failed to score on their first possession. Auburn with its first touch of the half. with an 11-point lead. They dump it inside. Cardwell, no-look skip pass along the baseline. Chaney Johnson scoops it up, drives in, and scores on a lay-in, and he got fouled by Jalen DeLoach. He's going to the line for a three-point play. Johnson off the bench with 11 points for the Tigers tonight.
Yeah, well, we miss inside close to start the second half. I mean, again, just like we did in the first half, and then we let them score inside and foul.
Free throw is good by the 6'7" right-hander, former Division II player. Coming into tonight, he only had one double-figure scoring game this season. That was 15 against Alabama A&M. He's got 12 tonight. His first double-digit game in the SEC. 48-34, Tigers match their largest lead of the game at 14. Early minutes of the second half here. Dylan James, the freshman, on the floor to start the second half. Noah Thomason dribbles behind the back at the elbow. He's doubled. And they reach in and foul him. Chad Baker-Mazara with a slap on the hand. That was so obvious.
I was going to say, he looks around
innocent.
Like I didn't do that.
Like, come on, man. You clearly reached in and just hacked him. That's why the ball went bouncing towards half court. So they call the foul. Everybody here is innocent, right? Out of bounds play. Beautiful. Demery skips it under the basket to a charging Chiwa, collects the bounce pass and lays it up and in.
And that's asking a lot of a big man to use those hands down low and then come up with it, but he did.
Georgia very good at those out-of-bounds plays, as you have talked about multiple times this season. They do a good job with that. Auburn comes in for a one-handed dunk along the baseline, and Chaney Johnson misses it, bounces up high off the rim, and the Dogs rebounded. 48-36, 12-point Tiger lead. Dogs have the ball. Demery behind a screen, into the paint, one-handed dribble, try to bounce pass to James, cutting in from the right baseline, and it's right off the foot of one of the Auburn Tigers players and out of bounds. It'll be Georgia basketball. And they call that a kicked ball, so they reset the shot clock to 20. Demery to throw it in. 18-34, second half. Long way to go. Dogs trail by 12. Get it into Chiwa. There he goes. Attacks the basket.
Did it again.
Silas fed it into the big man. This time he didn't lay it. Well, he did lay it up, but it took a little while for it to fall. Went around the rim about a time and a half and dropped for Big Russ. He's got 7 points here. Back-to-back baskets for Big Chiwa to start the second half. 48-38. Auburn by 10. Now they go up by 2 more with a jump shot from the right side. 50-38 Tigers.
Well, they have shot the ball just extremely well all day.
Thomason dribbles between the circles. One hands a pass down on the right block to Dylan James. Dribbles it into the paint. Little jump hook with the left side is good. Right in front of the basket. Dylan James with his first points. 50-40. 10-point Tiger lead and the ball. Baker-Mazara drives inside. The Dogs block his layup attempt. Take it away. Chio almost turns it over. Big Russ just holding on to the ball. Needs some help. Now he finds a guard. And that's Noah at half court. Thomason on the dribble. Cross court to Demery with an overhead pass. Silas, who had 13 in the first half. Chiwa's got it at the foul line. 8 on the shot clock. Big Russ puts it on the floor, tucks it and runs. They call a foul on Auburn. That's the only way to stop that locomotive. If they didn't call the foul, they would have called traveling, though, because he stopped dribbling.
Well, yeah, but he couldn't dribble because they had him by the arm.
And he couldn't dribble because the ball was high and tight. He tucked it up in the crook of his right arm. Big Russ will get it at the line now. The foul on Auburn is whistled on Denver Jones. That's his second. Clock stops with 17-12 to go in the game. Auburn with a 10-point lead. Big Russ hoists it up and in good on the free throw. I think some of the talk, Chuck, at the half was get this guy more involved
It
in
may
the
have,
game.
It may have been. Well, you know, Broome is in that position where he's going to have to be very careful.
He had 3 fouls in the first half, thanks to a technical being one of them. It counts as a personal. Chiwa, second free throw, good. Made them both. Big Russ on the doorstep of double digits tonight.
You see, Auburn now has let this Georgia crowd get into this.
Now we need to stop, and it'll really get into it. Down 8, Baker Mazzara. Oh, fouled on the 3 off the curl. He got bumped from the side by Jabri Abdur-Rahim, and now an 87% free throw shooter is going to get 3 free throws. Oh, my goodness. Jabri with his second foul. Abdur-Rahim was late to the spot defensively before the 6'7" JUCO transfer was launching a three-pointer. Left-handed shooter, free throw, kind of knuckleballs it up in there, but they go. Number 1 is good. Baker Mazzara with 18 in the first half. He's got 21 in the game now. Free throw number 2 is good. He's made all of his foul shots tonight. 6 for 6.
As you could believe with his percentage from the line.
Yeah. He's also one of the best in the SEC, as is Abdur-Rahim on the other side. And he makes all 3 of them. 23 points now by Chad Baker Mazzara. Ties his career high. He checks out with 17:01 to go. Lior Berman in the game now for Auburn. Dogs inbound against a little pressure. Now Auburn sags back into the half-court defensive set. Georgia with the basketball. Demery drives on the right. Little body check out on the perimeter. Way away from the basket, just trying to block the drive. Auburn whistled for the foul. Denver Jones with his 3rd. Jones, the transfer from FIU, from Newmarket, Alabama. Picked up the foul there. Jabri Abdur-Rahim comes out of the game for Georgia. R.J. Melendez on the floor now as he checks in. We're down 11, 53-42. Need to make a dent in that. We got it to 8 a few moments ago, but Auburn right back up by double figures. Noah Thomason dribbling. Gets it to Chiwa, hands it right back to Noah with a screen, fires a 3, and they foul Noah on the three-pointer.
Maybe we can get the 3 this way. Go to the line and get it.
That's on Aiden Holloway. Thomason has struggled from the line this season, just 56%. But let's see what he can do this time now. Clock stopped, 16:33 to go. Left-handed shooter, Noah free throw, all net. Good. That's a good start. Thomason, who had 17 in the first half and for the game against Vanderbilt on Wednesday night. Now with 6 in the ballgame tonight. Now 7 as he hits the second free throw. If he can make it 3 for 3. (53-44) and Auburn with one more. Georgia with one more.
Yeah, they are not saying blue. They're saying boo because K.D. Johnson just came in.
How about that? Noah Thomason with a Scana Energy three-pointer at the foul line. He was 3 for 3 at the strike. And it's an 8-point game again. 53-45. Tigers in front. Dogs have not led tonight. Berman being pestered by Melendez. Reverses his field. Drives right edge of the lane all the way to the rim. Layup good.
Too easy.
Lior Berman, former walk-on, graduate guard from Birmingham, taking Melendez to the rack. 55-45, 10-point lead. Chiwa through the lane on a slashing drive. Missed the right-hander. Broom the rebound. Outlet to Holloway at half court. Auburn with the ball in front court. Pump fake on the 3. Move to the right. Launch a 3. Knock it down. K.D. Johnson now taunts the Georgia crowd. First points of the game for the former Bulldog. And the lead back up to 13 just like that. Noah Thomason in the paint, and just like that answers with a left-handed 2 as he pushes up the one-hander. Noah now in double figures with 10. 58-47 Auburn. Tigers by 11. They've got the ball. Under 16 minutes remaining in the contest. Big Broom with 3 fouls. Dribbles just inside the arc. Spins by Chiwa, drives to the basket, blocking foul on Georgia underneath, and
RJ got
Melendez got hit south of the border, I think.
Yes, he did.
Under the basket, and he is in a good bit of discomfort.
And he got called for the foul.
That's even more discomfort. Auburn's going to be at the foul line. for 2 shots. Big Broom after the timeout. 15-16 remaining in the game. Auburn 58, Georgia 47. Back after this timeout on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Creature Comforts Brewing Company is the official craft beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. These 2 Athens institutions have joined to connect quality beer with the passion and pageantry of the UGA faithful. So whether it's Georgia's favorite craft beer, Tropicalia IPA, the award-winning Classic City Lager, or Georgia's #1 new brand, Bigger Dreams Hazy IPA, Creature Comforts has you covered on game day and every day. 2 brands, 1 town, 1 team. Go Dogs! Sip 'em. Creature Comforts Brewing Company, Athens, Georgia. Available wherever cold beer is served. Champions drink responsibly.
This is Steve Summers at the 95.5 WSB Breaking News Desk. Donald Trump wins the South Carolina Republican primary. He handily beat Nikki Haley, a former governor of that state. It's Trump's 4th straight presidential primary victory, along with Iowa, New Hampshire, and Nevada. Haley, for her part, has vowed to stay in the race no matter what happened today in her home state. Coverage of Trump and Haley's speeches are coming up tonight right here on 95.5 WSB after the game.
There's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but great teams let their performance do the talking, like the Ford F-150 truck with smart tech that'll help win the day and leave the competition speechless. That's why F-150 is the best-selling full-size pickup in Georgia and the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs. See your local Ford dealer today. Greatness starts here. Based on S&P Global Mobility Total, U.S. new vehicle registrations for the standard full-size pickup segment RYTD April 2023. Some models, trims, and features may not be available or may be subject to change.
It's a new season at Kohl's with everyday styles at great prices. You can get more of what you want for less. Find go-tos for going everywhere and perfect picks for your home. Shop Kohl's at Kohl's.com today. Auburn 58, Georgia 47. The first media timeout of the second half. 15-16 remaining.
Scott, while I got just a second, let me plug something that's coming up. April 6th. And it's going to be in our indoor practice facility, our annual Georgia football gala. Jeff Foxworthy is going to MC it. Kirby will be there, the football team, all the players. And we're asking for everybody to come out and join in the fun. And you can buy a ticket or buy a table if you'd like through the Athens Touchdown Club, the Touchdown Club of Athens. Just reach out to them. But it's April 6th. That's going to be a lot of fun. I can't imagine Foxworthy giving Kirby too hard a time. Can you?
That will be a good time. That's the weekend before the G-Day game.
Yeah. It's the Georgia football gala, so it'd be a lot of fun. The Athens Touchdown Club, your contact there. And now Dogs need to get out here and play a little defense.
Down 11. Each team scored 13 to start the second half. And the Dogs trail 58-47. Janai Broom on the free throw line for the Tigers. 6'10", 240. Left-handed shooter. Kind of stumbled at the foul line, and he forced it deep. It hit the back of the rim. No good. Yeah, he kind of lost his balance there.
You don't see that very often. He did. He just kind of stumbled as he was shooting the basketball.
Number 2, short front of the rim. He missed one deep and one short. And the Dogs like that and get the rebound. Georgia with the ball in the front court left. Crossover dribble from Noah Thomas out by the hash. Now inside the three-point line. Fade away too good by Big Noah. He's got a dozen. And it's 58-49. Auburn by 9. Tigers in orange, Dogs in white. Packed house here at Stegman tonight. Berman sends it in. Steal by Demery on the baseline. Pass up the wing. Goes to Thomason. Noah, straight away three. Front of the rim. Short. No good. Rebound. Tigers will go back the other way. Oh, that would have raised the roof.
Boy, that would have. They were waiting, weren't they?
And we'll get another opportunity.
This crowd was watching that ball in the air thinking, if that goes, we're yelling.
9-point lead for Auburn. KD Johnson passes it into the right corner to Chaney Johnson. Back to the other Johnson. KD drives under the basket. Jump pass to Donaldson on the wing, and that ball deflected by Georgia. As it sailed over the courtside seats on the far side of the floor.
5 seconds.
5 on the shot clock. Auburn's basketball, far side of the floor. The 6'4" graduate guard, Leor Berman, to throw it in. One-handed feed into Broom. Clock at 3. Back to Berman at 2 and 1. Kicks it into the corner at the end of the clock. They missed the 3, but Berman got the rebound, or Broom, rather, got the rebound offensively. Misses a reverse lay-in. And a pushing foul on Berman. On the Broom miss, trying to get to the rebound. Leor Berman came in there like a bull in a china shop and committed the foul.
That's their 5th here in the second half.
Dogs inbound it. A little pressure by KD and Donaldson in the backcourt against Justin Hill, who's checked into the game for Georgia. We're down 9. Hill with a left-hand dribble. Inside the arc, left of the circle, finds Chiwa posting up, misses a lay-in. Offensive rebound, Big Russ leans back in. Broom fouls him, I think.
I think he did.
Somebody in orange fouled him, I know that. If it's on Broom, that's his 4th. Well, they call it on Trey Donaldson. And that puts Chiwa at the line for Georgia. Clock stops with 13:43 to go. And Big Russ with 9 points. 3 for 4 from the stripe tonight. Chiwa, free throw. Hits the back of the rim. Bounces away. No good.
Well, points just hard for us to come by.
Chiwa from Cameroon. Played at South Florida previously. In his final year of eligibility here in Athens. The big right-hander rips it on the second attempt. Missed the first, made the second. He's out. Frank Anselmibe is in. 58-50 is our score now. Auburn by 8, and they have the ball.
Frank gave us a couple of good minutes there in the first half.
Big Frank at 6'10" and 215. Formerly played at Syracuse. Auburn with the ball. Baker Mazzara backs it up above the three-point line on the right side of the floor. Frank extending the arm, defending. Cross-court pass. It goes to Chaney Johnson. He drives, stops right edge of the lane, and pops a 10-footer. He's got 14 as he builds on a career high. Nope, correction. He's one shy of the career high, but he's well over his average here in his first season at Auburn. Average is less than 4, and he's got 14 tonight. Noah for a 3, right corner, off balance, won't go. Gets his own follow along the baseline, reverse layup, up and in.
That's following your shot.
Noah with 14. 9 in the second half. 60-52. Auburn with a basketball. They hesitate a little bit on the 3 and miss it after the hesitation. Chaney Johnson missed it. Rebound down to Noah. Thomason with a basketball, dribble, goes by the defender, spin, move, up and over the rim. Rebound Tigers.
And they got numbers, 3 on 2.
KD Johnson, set shot 3, left side. Boy, he air-mailed it. And then it rebound bounces off Broom's hands and trickles into the Auburn bench. Students are letting KD hear about the air ball. 12:23 to play. Still an 8-point lead for the Tigers. Going to put a bite into that. Blue Kane going to check in here momentarily. Dylan James on the floor, the freshman for the Dogs. And Justin Hill dribbles on the edge of the logo. Screen by Frank Anselmibe. Justin for 3. Wide open 3. Good.
Our second one of the day. 2 for 11 now.
Scana Energy 3. First points of the game, Justin Hill. 60-55. Timeout Auburn. That's more like it. A little ruckus going on here in Stegman Coliseum. We got a time with 11:56 to go.
Well, we finally got a 3 to fall. That's only, stop thinking it's early in the first half when we made our first one. And we've been without a 3 since then.
We'll take it,
but
and maybe a few more on the other side.
Yeah, maybe not for the lack of trying, right?
60-55. The lead down to 5 for the Tigers. Timeout in Athens. We're back after this on the Bulldog Sports Network.
When you're looking for leading cardiac care, look to Northside Hospital Heart Institute. We lead with 95% patient recommendations. You could say we're number 1 in the heart of Georgia. We lead with 100 dedicated cardiovascular doctors, so you'll know your heart is in the best hands. We lead with compassion, because you are at the heart of our care. Northside Hospital Heart Institute. We lead with heart.
The Dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
No matter where you're headed, Citgo is a good place to start. Whether you're off to a music fest in the city or dance recital in the suburbs, Citgo top-tier Tri-Clean gasoline helps your engine run smoother and cleaner along the way. Tri-Clean is designed to keep fuel injectors, intake valves, and cylinders clean, preventing hesitation, rough idling, and poor drivability. Plenty of good reasons why when you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Good to go.
Progressive asks, what do a diehard fan watching the game at home?
With 4 seconds left.
A poorly placed good luck candle.
Don't let me down, candle.
Kick is up.
A last-second improbable win.
It's good!
Yes! And flammable sports-themed curtains have in common?
Oh, jeez, whoa.
They can scorch your big win high and your beloved sports memorabilia.
Not my unwashed 1997 game-worn jersey. This is what wins are made of.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive for great savings and round-the-clock protection.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
No one gets you closer to the game than Sirius XM SEC Radio. Tune in for news, talk, and analysis from the offseason through the regular season and into the postseason. Your team is covered anywhere you go. You can get a free trial at SiriusXM.us/SEC Radio 2024. Auburn's led by as much as 14 tonight. Georgia's trimmed that deficit down to just 5 right now with 11:56 remaining. It's 60-55 Tigers. Dogs just moments ago got their second 3-point shot of the game. Justin Hill got his first points of the contest with a 3. Noah Thomason has our other one. That came in the first half. See if we can get cooking from distance here in the second half, as that's how we decided to play it.
Oh, look at that.
Demery to the rack, and the lay-in won't go. Whistle and no, they're going to call goaltending. Goaltending on Auburn, they're going to check the video. Demery was 1-on-2. Auburn had 2 defenders in hot pursuit. He tried to lay it up off the glass, and the ball got deflected off the window. We'll see if it's going to be a goaltend on Auburn. 11:49, and we go back into a timeout. 11:49 to go in the contest.
That was great defense by Silas and anticipate that pass, and he caught it in full stride. I'd have preferred to have seen him just go ahead and dunk the ball, and I think he can do that, but he was trying to use that glass, and that gave them an opportunity that I wish we hadn't given them.
Officials are checking the monitor. We'll check into a timeout here. Auburn with a lead on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
SeatGeek's the ticketing app for fans like the sideline shot caller.
Come on, boys, pick up the pace.
SeatGeek got him a great deal on seats right near the action, so when he yells,
"What are you doing? Block him!"
he can be absolutely sure the players heard him. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Georgia Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Now this is a Dunkin' Run. A $3 sausage, egg, and cheese with a medium or larger coffee.
I'm going on a Dunkin' Run. You want anything?
Oh, a sausage, egg, and cheese croissant and a hot coffee.
You got it.
Wait, actually, a sausage, egg, and cheese and an iced coffee. Time for a Dunkin' Run. Add a $3 sausage, egg, and cheese to a medium or larger coffee. America runs on Dunkin'. Offer valid with the purchase of a medium or larger coffee. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
$49 remaining. Officials went to the review monitor, and they determined there was no goaltending. It was a foul on K.D. Johnson for Auburn, and that will send Silas Demery for Georgia to the free throw line and 2 shots. So that's the situation. It's a 5-point Auburn lead.
And Bruce Pearl now starting to get into a management situation because he's got 5 players with 3 fouls. That's, you got 11:50 to play here.
Tigers have been whistled for 20 fouls. Georgia's been whistled for 12. Demery at the line now, the left end of the floor. First of 2 free throws. Number 1 is in. Good. Silas with his first points of the second half. He's got 14 in the game.
Boy, from 14 down back to 4. And whittling away here. Make it 1 possession with this.
The freshman spins the ball. Pushes it up with a right hand. Good. Demery hits them both. And Silas has 15 points. And Georgia's within 3. 60-57. Dogs have not led tonight. Donaldson almost turns it over. Holloway almost turns it over on defensive play by Hill. They work it on the left side and send it in under the paint or in the paint to Janai Broom, and he got in deep and laid it up and in. What started out to be a lost play for Auburn ended up with 2 points.
2 very easy points, I might add.
Broom he's one of those guys with 3 fouls. That's only his 5th points of the night. He averages 16 a game. Dogs with the ball. Hill drives with 8 on the shot clock. Jump pass to Demery in the right corner along the baseline. The shot won't go. Try to get the offensive rebound. Lost it underneath on the baseline. It'll be Auburn's basketball. Anselm Ebay and Demery got in there, tangled up each other.
Silas said it was his fault.
Auburn with a 5-point lead in the ball, 62-57. Into the front court. Holloway's got the dribble. Trots to his right. Hill goes with him. Skip it to Cardwell. Turns and goes to Johnson. Pass to Broom is deflected by Demery, but right back to KD. Then the freshman dribbles it off his foot for Auburn. Picked up on the bounce by Demery. Over to Kane, right side of the floor. Near side to Hill. Auburn scrambles and recovers in transition defense. Hill now attacks. Hook shot good off the glass. A little windmill action by Justin Hill as he attacked. Again, a 3-point game, 62-59.
Noah Thomason about to check in, and he's calling for the fans. He's calling for the fans to make it loud.
Well, we get a foul instead on Silas Demery. Didn't call for that.
Just our 4th.
That's Demery's 2nd. And Auburn will inbound the basketball in front court on the far sideline. Noah Thomason checks in for the Dogs. Blue Cane came out. KD between the circles holds and gets booed by the students. 10-10 to go in the half. Whistle blows in the middle of the play. And we got a holding foul on Big Frank Anselm Ebay for Georgia. He's getting all he can handle down there with Big Janai Broom. First foul of the game on Anselm Ebay. He comes out of the game, and Russell Chiwa checks back in.
We're going to put about 1 inch and about 55 pounds back in there.
Well, they've got 2 bigs on the floor right now, Cardwell and Broom. And we've got Dylan James and Chiwa on the floor as our bigs. Auburn with the ball. 10 minutes to play in the game. Baker Mazzara from the elbow. Jumper won't go. Offensive tap-in won't go. Another offensive rebound, Broom, and this time his putback will go. Couldn't keep him off the glass that time. 64-59, Auburn. 5-point lead for the Tigers. Ranked 14th in the country. Georgia's not led tonight, trying to get close enough to take the lead. Be in position to as Chiwa hops into the restricted zone under the basket, and they
he was trying
strip it out of his hands and out of bounds by Auburn.
He was trying to get Broom to foul him, and he almost did.
Broom playing with 3. Cardwell also on the floor. He has 3. Dogs inbound. We've got 10 on the clock. Big Chiwa dribbles it into the lane, and from the right side will spin and lay it up off the glass. Good against Broom. Broom probably well aware he's got 3 fouls and doesn't want to commit the 4th.
Yeah, I think even at Auburn, he could get to 3 there.
Dozen points in the game for Big Russ. 64-61's the score. Auburn by 3 with the ball. Broom has it right side. He'll launch a three. The left-hander strokes it good. His first 3 of the night. Gives him double figures for the game. We go back into Chiwa on the left end of the floor. He backs down Broom and banks it home right off the square, right under the basket.
Well, they're going to keep doing that because Broom's in that situation. He's got those 3 fouls. He's having to give ground.
67-63. 4-point Tiger lead with 8:40 to play. Auburn has the ball. Holloway, the freshman, inside to Cardwell. He got pushed from behind. They wave off the basket. It was good at the end of the play. Pat Adams, nope, push on Chiwa. And Cardwell will have to go to the free throw line. Nope, it won't be shots. It will be an inbounds play for Auburn on the right baseline. First foul of the game by Big Russ. Blue Kane comes back in. Silas Demery gets a breather. 8:35 to go. Another media timeout coming up in the under 8 momentarily. Jabri Abdur-Rahim going to check into the game as well. He just sprinted right by the scorer's table. Dylan James comes out for the Dogs. Broom one-hands it in to Baker Mazzara. Dribbles to his left at the foul line in the paint. Left edge, jump hook, rolls off, won't go. Offensive rebound, Broom again.
Yep, they get inside. Well, we are just not doing a good job keeping them down off those second chance baskets.
Broom got the rebound and the basket. Dogs attack with Hill. Underneath, he misses on the left side, then almost stole the pass as Auburn rebounded the ball and tried to get an outlet. Tigers back up by 6, 69-63. We're scrambling. They launch a three. Good by K.D. Johnson. And he poses in front of the Georgia students again. 72-63. Quickly back up to 9.
Well, and that comes from not keeping guys off the glass.
Hill on the dribble with a right hand, top of the key. Now tries to drive by Cardwell. Has to put it up high over the 6'11 Cardwell and misses the drive. Cardwell still back down, laying out of bounds under the basket on the left end of the floor. Auburn got the rebound on the miss by Hill, and now the officials will stop play. He might be cramping up back there. That may be the problem.
Because he was holding that leg out like he was trying to stretch that muscle. That quad muscle, like he was trying to get it stretched out.
Either that or the hamstring. One of the two, yeah. They might be knotting up on him. We got a timeout anyway. For the injury, we'll go into the media timeout. The under 8 with 7:38 to play. Auburn by 9, 72-63 on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Kroger always gives you savings and rewards on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Kroger app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. And with a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. So you can always save big every day with our savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
There's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but great teams let their performance do the talking, like the Ford F-150 truck with smart tech that'll help win the day and leave the competition speechless. That's why F-150 is the best-selling full-size pickup in Georgia and the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs. See your local Ford dealer today. Greatness starts here. Based on S&P Global Mobility Total, U.S. new vehicle registrations for the standard full-size pickup segment RYTD April 2023. Some models, trims, and features may not be available or may be subject to change.
No matter your favorite game day tradition, it all starts with a cup of coffee to get you ready to cheer on a Bulldogs win. Community Coffee is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs, serving Bulldog Nation with rich and smooth blends crafted right here in the USA. We've supported and celebrated thriving communities like the UGA family for over 100 years, and we believe there's no better day than game day for bringing people together. Community Coffee, strong as our roots.
Energy is a proud partner of Georgia Athletics. For every three-pointer scored by the Bulldogs, Scana Energy will make a $25 donation to the University of Georgia General Scholarship Fund. Scana Energy says, "Go Dogs." at Scana 3 has not been falling tonight for the Dogs, just 2 of 11. Meanwhile, Auburn has hit us for 9 3-pointers, 9 in 20 attempts. They lead by 9 as well, 72-63. They're on a little 8-2 surge right now after the timeout for the injured player Dylan Cardwell, the 6'11", 255-pound graduate center from Augusta, hobbled off the floor, at least to the end of the Auburn bench down to our right.
But as you pointed out, he was chugging liquids, so that's indicative of a cramp.
He wasn't putting a lot of pressure on that right leg. I'm not sure which muscle was cramping up. That's our guess anyway. Auburn with the ball as Cardwell's out of the game, obviously. Holloway with a 3, good from the right slot.
Well, that's been the difference. They've hit them, we haven't.
You are correct. That's their 10th. We have 2. Now they lead by double figures again after we got it down to 3. 75-63. Tigers by a dozen. Demery on the dribble with a left hand, guarded by Katie Johnson on the left block. Sends it out to Noah. Thomason moves to his right, launches a 3. Hits the front of the rim. Rebound, Broom. There's another miss. We're 2 for 12. Noah just 1 for 6 on 3s tonight. He's taken more than anybody else. He's made one of our 2. Hill made the other. Auburn inside with Aiden Holloway, the freshman, shoots, falls to the floor on the left baseline. Left it short, rebounded by the Dogs. Chiwa got the rebound. Demery's got the ball, and he splits a double team, drives in, misses a layup. Off the backboard, too hard, off the glass, and it comes rolling off the front of the rim. Auburn with a basketball, 6.5 minutes to play, and their lead is a dozen. They had a good push here in the second half to get it to 1 possession, but now Auburn with 3s back up by double figures. We're going to need another good push. Broom on the perimeter. Auburn moving the ball around, 6 to shoot. Holloway crossover, uses a screen, straight on 3, hits a 3. Begging for a foul, too, because he slipped on the floor, but he didn't get the call.
And now they're 15 up, just like that.
And Georgia wants a timeout. Dogs call time. Mike White not happy with the officials. 6:03 to go. 78-63. Tigers on an 8-0 run. Georgia with a scoring drought of over 2 minutes now. And that combination rarely was good together.
No. and again, we just have not shot the ball well at all tonight. Not from inside, not from outside. We have just really struggled to shoot well.
For the game, the Dogs are at 44%.
Not horrible, but not good.
Overall, inside the arc, we've been okay, but outside the arc, as you point out, 2 of 12 is not a good percentage. And Georgia, on 3s this year in league play, has been fairly decent. We shoot about 35% a game.
Yeah, but my point is we've just left too many points on the rim or, at the rim where we just didn't finish.
14-2 run since Georgia got into that 1-possession game of 3 points. It was 64-61 and with a little more than 9 minutes to go. Now it's 78-63 with 6:03 to play.
And Auburn is, I want to give them credit where credit's due. They are tops in the league in field goal defense. They hold teams to their lowest percentages in the league.
We inbound the ball, front court near sideline, all the way on the far side of the floor to Noah Thomason. Down 15, just at the blink of an eye. Jabri for 3, left side. Good! Scanning energy 3, Jabri Abdur-Rahim. He tried to draw the foul as well, falling to the floor afterward, didn't get a whistle. But he'll take the 3-pointer, his first of the night. 78-66, 12-point lead for the Tigers. 5:35 to go. KD holding on the left wing, directing traffic. Feeds the freshman Holloway. Dribbles laterally. Moves to his right. Now backs up above the 3-point line. Shot clock at 5. Holloway against Jabri. Stops at the line. Scoops it to the wing to KD Johnson. He drives. Bumps into Silas Demery. Contact and a scoop shot lay-in good for KD Johnson.
What's Pat Adams? Oh, he just recovered basketball.
Not sure what they're talking about down on the right end of the floor.
Pat Adams, I think they kind of kicked the basketball out, made the officials go get it after scoring, and he was kind of letting them know he didn't appreciate that.
80-66, 14-point lead. Georgia has not led at all tonight. Thomason dribbles it through his legs. It slips through his legs and rolls to the sideline. He has to chase it down. And now he will attack the basket, drive inside the paint, and draw contact, a foul on the Tigers. Will put the Dogs on the free throw line with the clock stopped at 4:53. Foul on Leor Berman for the Tigers, his second. Points with the clock not moving. Important for Georgia right now when you're down 14. Noah at the free throw line, and that's off the rim and no good. His first miss from the stripe tonight was 3 for 3, now 3 for 4. 56% from the line this season. The left-hander from Houston puts it up and in. Missed the first, made the second.
Please welcome back to the court the Dogs.
Blue Cane out, Justin Hill in for the Dogs. 13-point Auburn lead. 80-67. Pressure in the backcourt by the Dogs. Chaney Johnson high steps it into the front court all the way down the lane.
He lost
in
it out
the
of
air
bounds.
against Chiwa. Yeah, went out of bounds. They're saying
Georgia
off
touched it.
Georgia. And Georgia down on that end, not disputing the call. Auburn will inbound with 21 on the shot clock. 4:44 to go in the game. They lead by 13 points. They lob it into Broom in the paint. He spins and shoots going to his right and knocks down the 10-footer. Janai Broom now with 14, 11 of those coming here in the second half. And he's been playing the bulk of game with 3 fouls. Hasn't picked up that fourth here in the half. He knocks the ball away from Chiwa on the right side. Chiwa passes head of the key. It's intercepted by the Tigers. Baker Mazzara. Oh, was that a travel or no?
Well, it was
he
about
scores
3
on the
hops.
lay-in. It looked like a travel, but there was no whistle, and he got the basket. Dogs turned it over. Auburn cashed it in. Now it's 84-67. Largest lead of the game for the Tigers. Step back 3 for Noah. That's no good. He got fouled. K.D. Johnson hit him on the elbow or the forearm, says the official. That's 4 on Johnson. And that'll put Noah at the line again. 17-point lead for the Tigers, largest of the game. Georgia got to within 3. And since that time, about 5 minutes ago in game time, boy, Auburn has just blasted us.
Well, we had it down to 3 and twice allowed them to get easy putbacks after missing shots. Easy putbacks underneath the basket.
Free throw by Noah is good. 2 more. Clock stop with 4:05 to play. Pat Adams talking to Janai Broom on the block. She was next to him. Not sure if they're jawing with each other. Next free throw, short, but going to roll in there. Good for Noah. A little body English. Stomped on the floor. Helped it roll in the rim. He's 2 for 2. He's got 1 more. And that one a little cleaner, and it goes. He made all 3, 84-70. And Noah Thomason now with 18 points in the game, leading Georgia. Demery has 15. Chiwa has 14. Those are the 3 in double figures. We trap in the corner in the backcourt. Auburn beats the press. Holloway, middle of the floor. They run an alley-oop lob from KD to Broom. He hangs on the rim after he dunks it. There's no whistle. 86-70. The Auburn fans in the building make a lot of noise. Chiwa blocked on the other end of the floor by Broom. Auburn off and running left to right. KD Johnson all the way into the paint. Pulls up about 8 feet away. Misses the one-hander. And there's a foul, I believe, on the rebound. Or is it just an out of bounds? No, there is a foul. It's a pushing foul. And who'd they call it on? Call it on the Dogs, I think.
They did call it on Georgia. I didn't see who they called it on.
He said 15. Was Melendez even in the game? I didn't see RJ on the floor. Anyway, we've got a timeout. 86-70 is the score. Auburn by 16 with 3:42 to go. And we'll come back to segment after this on the Bulldog Sports Network.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power to recover right. A delicious protein shake with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Proud partner of Georgia basketball. Learn more at corepower.com.
Go Dogs, sick 'em. Whether they're on the road or the home court, my family and I get loud and proud whenever the dogs are unleashed. In this basketball season, Scana Energy is part of all the action as a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. So join my family and Scana in cheering on the Dogs to glory this season. Sign up with Scana today and get up to $100. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/GoDogs for details. Limited time offer, terms and conditions apply.
Want more exclusives and behind-the-scenes Bulldogs content, more game highlights, mic'd ups, and original programming? Search for the Georgia Bulldogs All Access channel on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Georgia Bulldogs All Access, your official inside connection to Georgia football and all Georgia Bulldogs sports.
Bulldog fans, college basketball is back, so grab a cold, refreshing Dos Equis lager and make the most of the big game with your real ones. Whether you're at the bar with fellow Bulldogs or watching with your friend who went to that other school, Dos Equis is there for it all. So buy a cold, crisp Dos Equis lager and raise one with a real one on game day. Dos Equis, proud sponsor of the Georgia Bulldogs. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2023. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Time for a second half recap brought to you by Regions. Order now for the Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card and prepaid Regions Now card at regions.com/GoDogs. At the half, it was an 11-point Auburn lead. Georgia trimmed that down to 3 with about 9 minutes to go, 64-61. Since that time, Auburn has outscored the Dogs 22-9. And Chuck, you pointed out during the timeout, Auburn with 11 three-pointers, making them 50% from the three-point line. They're 11 of 22. Georgia just 3 of 13 from the line.
Yeah, and that's been the difference in this game, not only from just a total score standpoint, but from momentum in the game. You know, what a 3 does to, kind of ignite the crowd, ignite your team, get everybody going, and we just haven't been able to hit them. And then we've missed a lot of other shots, too.
And they've stretched out the lead on the glass as well. They're plus 10 in rebounding as Chaney Johnson at the line for Auburn misses the front end of the one and rebounded by the Dogs. Dogs possession. We trail 86-70. And Demery dribbles to the right wing, now back into the lane. And his shot is put up and blocked by Janai Broom. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station ID on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
We feed it into big Russell Chiwa right in front of the inbounder on the left baseline. He slides under the basket and lays it up from the right side of the rim. Russell with 14 points. Might be the quietest basket you've ever heard in the home arena. 86-72. Not a lot of juice left in the building. Some of the folks starting to filter out now with less than 3 minutes to go. Auburn working deep into the shot clock. Three-pointer by Aiden Holloway is good for the 6'1 freshman from Charlotte, McDonald's All-American, with his fourth three-pointer of the game. 89-72. Their three-point shotting has indeed been the difference tonight. Georgia misses in close to the basket. Rebound, Auburn. Long pass down the floor on the run, and Chaney Johnson is fouled at the backboard. And free throws coming for the Auburn Tigers. Another foul on the Bulldogs. 89-72. We've gone in the other direction. Instead of inching closer, we're falling deeper and deeper into a hole. Johnson free throw is good. So they have more than made up for the absence of Jalen Williams, the very talented 6'8 forward from Nahunta, Georgia, who is out after a knee injury sustained last week against Kentucky in their loss to the Wildcats. Free throw good by Chaney. Made a pair. 91 points for Tigers tonight.
That's a lot of points for them.
91-72. They've hit a dozen three-pointers, and the Dogs have not. There's a foul by K.D. Johnson, a hold, and he fouls out of the game. That'll put the Dogs on the line. Bruce Pearl out almost all the way to half court. He's talking in a very demonstrative manner to his freshman Aiden Holloway.
Well, you know, have you ever seen Bruce Pearl talk in any other manner?
I don't know if he whispers or not. Of course, you got to kind of scream in these arenas, I guess, if you want to be heard. 91-72. We had it down to 3 at the 9-minute mark. Now, 6.5 minutes later, it's almost a 20-point lead for the Tigers. Demery's at the line for Georgia. Silas, freshman from Raleigh, free throw, bounces off the front of the rim, rolls off the right side, no good. Only freshman in the SEC to start every game this season. Had a pretty good night, 15 points, a couple of assists, free throw good.
And always rebounds. He goes to the glass. I don't know tonight if he's how many he's got, but
just the one tonight.
Just the one.
Chiwa's got most of ours when we've gotten them. We only have 23 rebounds tonight. Russell's got 7 of those. So he's got almost a third of our rebounds, the rest of the team. Got to pick up the pace a little bit. Auburn dribbling deep into the clock, just 3 seconds to shoot. Holloway, step back 3, right side in front of their bench, and of course it goes. Did that bank in?
Yeah, yes, it did.
From a side angle. Boy, that's a tough shot. And he used the glass. Banked it in from the right side. 94-73. Another three-pointer by the Tigers. Now Dylan James going to attack the 2 big men inside. Or one of the big men, anyway. Broom, and then the other guy, Chaney Johnson, at 6'7". He's not so small. They foul the freshman, Dylan James. That'll put him on the line for only the 5th foul shot of the season for the 6'9" forward from Winter Haven, Florida. James playing in his 12th game as a freshman for the Bulldogs. Right-handed shooter. And he misses the first one too deep off the back of the rim. At the last second on his release, Chuck, he releases the left hand and he shoots it with just
the right hand.
the right hand of the right arm, like by itself. Or at least he did on that. I don't know if he intended to do that or that's just how it worked out. Broom and Chad Baker-Mazzara check out of the ball game. Cardwell comes back in with minute 45 to go, so they're done for the night. Demery comes out for Georgia. R.J. Melendez checks in for the Bulldogs. Tigers are up 21. Yeah, that's just the way he shoots the free throws.
It is unusual.
Missed the first, made the second. It's only a second make from the line this season, now 2 for 6. 94-74. Tigers by 20 with the ball. 91 seconds to play in the game. Berman has it. Holds it high over his head. Passes it back on the logo to Holloway. And the 6'1 freshman will dribble against Hill. Left side of the floor. Side doors it to Cardwell. Straight on 3 by the big guy Good. At 6'11", Cardwell hits a 3. They're all hitting threes. Bruce Pearl's going to hit one momentarily. 97-74. Georgia's 3 is short by Hill. Deep range. Now Auburn lost the ball on the run out after they rebounded it. Blue Canes got it. He attacks back. And he'll lay it up and in good. He waited for Cardwell to try to block his shot. He got up in the air. And then Blue waited for him to come down. Then he just simply laid it up. 97-76. Less than a minute to go. Auburn a 3 away from the 100-point night. And they're going to take one, I bet you. Chaney trying to back down Blue Cane. Cross court to Berman. He's above the arc. He backs up. Now he attacks with a left-hand dribble at the elbow. Pivots to Cardwell. Here comes the 3. Backboard, rim, no good. And rebounded by James. Georgia in the front court. Shot clock is off. Final 20 seconds of the game. Tigers come into Athens and defeat the Bulldogs. It was closer than this. The final score won't reflect how Georgia made a charge here in this second half because the last 9 minutes has just been all Tigers. Melendez with the clock running down, dips under the defender, takes one final shot at the end of the game. It's off the rim, no good, and Auburn is a winner, 97-76.
Well, it's disappointing. And disappointing from the standpoint that we really didn't play defense the way we're capable of playing. We allowed them too many open shots that they took full advantage of. Open shots against Auburn are always tough to come by because they are so good at playing defense. And when we got them, we didn't take advantage. And that's the difference. We had it down to a 3-point game late in this contest. And then we made a mistake inside. When we got the stop, they missed a shot. And twice, I mean, this happened twice where they missed shots inside. We had a chance to get the rebound, did not get it. We got the stop that I was looking for, but we allowed them an easy grab a rebound, stick it back in, and that opened it back up to 5. And that happened twice.
Well, the three was really falling for Auburn tonight, and they had 11 more three-pointers in the game than did Georgia. And anytime that happens, usually the result is not going to be in your favor.
It'll be like that scoreboard.
They were 14 for 26 tonight, while the Dogs were just 3 of 14. Tigers came into the game. We were talking about defense tonight. They were leading the league in conference games in points allowed, field goal percentage defense, 3-point field goal percentage defense. Georgia exceeded the number of points they normally allow with 76, but they scored 97. And the Tigers win it 97-76. Stay tuned now. We've got the Regions Locker Room Report coming up. Disappointing night for the Dogs. We'll hear from Georgia's head coach, Mike White, in just a little bit. Don't forget to order now for the Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card and prepaid Regions Now card at regions.com/GoDogs. The Auburn players playing it up on Georgia's court here to their fans that are in the building, and there are quite a few of them behind our bench here, behind us in our broadcast location. And the fans are applauding their team. At least the Auburn fans are, and the Georgia fans left in the building are booing what the players are doing. Stay tuned. Post-game coverage coming up from Stegman Coliseum, 97-76, the final on the Bulldog Sports Network.
With the Kroger app, shopping online with pickup and delivery is the same as shopping in-store. Same low prices, same personalized deals, same rewards on the same high-quality items like Honeycrisp apples and pasta sauce with no hidden fees or markups. It's one small click for groceries, one big win for busy families everywhere. Start your cart today at Kroger.com. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Creature Comforts Brewing Company is the official craft beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. These two Athens institutions have joined to connect quality beer with the passion and pageantry of the UGA faithful. So whether it's Georgia's favorite craft beer, Tropicalia IPA, the award-winning Classic City Lager, or Georgia's #1 new brand, Bigger Dreams Hazy IPA, Creature Comforts has you covered on game day and every day. 2 brands, 1 town, 1 team. Go Dogs! Sip 'em! Creature Comforts Brewing Company, Athens, Georgia. Available wherever cold beer is served. Champions drink responsibly.
This is Georgia Basketball, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save nearly $750 on average. Call or click today and find out if we could save you hundreds on your car insurance. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
No matter your favorite game day tradition, it all starts with a cup of coffee to get you ready to cheer on a Bulldogs win. Community Coffee is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs, serving Bulldog Nation with rich and smooth blends crafted right here in the USA. We've supported and celebrated thriving communities like the UGA family for over 100 years, and we believe there's no better day than game day for bringing people together. Community Coffee, strong as our roots.
Hi, it's Chuck Dowdle. In today's market, we know that saving money is more important than ever. That's why I'm a proud member of Georgia's Own Credit Union. Georgia's Own has been saving people money for nearly 90 years. Whether it's better rates on a CD or fewer fees on a checking account, your money goes further at Georgia's Own. Best of all, they're local and continue to support the people, places, and teams that we've all grown to love. To learn more, visit georgiasown.org. I'm Chuck Dowdle, and I'm one of Georgia's Own.
Georgia's Own is federally insured by the NCUA.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, welcome to the Locker Room Report, presented by Regions. Regions. Order now for the Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card and prepaid Regions Now card at regions.com/GoDogs. Coming up, reaction from the Dogs locker room, stats, and a look again at other games around the SEC and across the country. Now, let's go back courtside.
Welcome back to Athens, Stegman Coliseum. Auburn a winner over Georgia tonight, 97-76 in the 198th version of this series. Auburn now leads the overall series, 101 wins and 97 losses. It's tight. This was their 30th win in Athens, 63-30. Georgia still leads the series there. They split the series last year, each team winning on their home floor, but Auburn has reversed that trend this year with a win here in Athens. Welcome back. Regions Locker Room Report. Order now for the Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card and prepaid Regions Now card at regions.com/GoDogs. Well, the last 9 minutes of the game, Chuck, it was all Auburn Tigers. Dogs didn't have much of an answer to stop Auburn's offense either inside or outside. They hit a bunch of threes.
Yep.
They shot at a high percentage. They shot 62% for the game, so they were making shots all over the floor.
They shot 62% for the game.
They did.
That's indicative of not getting accomplished on defense what you hope to. Now, look, Auburn is good, and they were coming off this, an embarrassing home loss to Kentucky, where Kentucky went in and just planted a shrub on them. And so, they had a little something to prove. They played with a chip on their shoulder, and we unfortunately were the roadblock that happened to be next up on their schedule, and they rolled right through because of their shooting, particularly their three-point shooting, and their defense. Their defense is good.
It is good,
but we still, when we had open shots, we didn't take advantage.
They didn't miss a whole lot. And they have a deep bench. We talked about that. They were without Jalen Williams already tonight. He didn't even dress for the game due to his injury sustained last week against Kentucky. They had no midweek game, so they had a week
to get ready,
to recover, and get ready for the final 5 games of the regular season and a push here at one of their arch rivals. And they came in well prepared. And 2 guys had career nights. Two guys, one guy off the bench, Chaney Johnson, has a career night. He had a career high 16 points, and then Chad Baker Mazzara was the leading scorer for Auburn with 25, and that was a career best for him. So that's getting it done when your frontline guys are out. It's like you issue the challenge to your bench and to some of the other players who aren't always involved in the scoring. What are you going to give us tonight? Well, they got it from those two in particular.
And that, as a coach, that's what you look for. You look for guys that'll step up when other guys go down, and that's something that Auburn did and did well tonight. But I knew right from the opening tip when they ran a practiced play off that opening tip, and they tipped it right where they wanted to tip it. Guy caught it, spun immediately, knew where he was going with the basketball, went in and laid it up. They were up 2-0. Right at the very outset.
And Georgia never led tonight.
Oh, well.
We got to within 3 in the second half after being down by double figures, but we got it to 64-61. And then it wasn't really close after that. Auburn wins at 97-76. Who's our electrifying player of the game? Brought to you by Georgia's Electricians, IBEW, Local Union 613. Russell Chiwa, 16 points, 7 rebounds. He was 6 for 12. Noah Thomason 18 points. He was 5 for 12, 1 for 6 on threes. Did a nice job at the foul line, 7 of 8. Silas Demery, 16 points, 8 for 10 at the free throw line, had 4 steals, a couple of assists. Those are our electrifying players of the game tonight for the Bulldogs. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Regions Locker Room Report. Order now for the Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card and prepaid Regions Now card at regions.com/GoDogs. And we'll continue with more of our post-game coverage in a moment here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Max, water your plants in the shower with you. That's how you turn $1 into $2.
That's my Uncle Bert, always thinking up ways to multiply his money. I told him to just play the Times the Cash Scratchers. You can multiply your win up to 100 times, which is way better than his ideas.
Hold this $10 bill up to the mirror. Now it's $20.
For a limited time only, multiply your win 20 times, 50 times, or even 100 times to win up to $2 million. Play the all-new Times the Cash Scratchers from the Georgia Lottery. Play responsibly.
When you're looking for leading cardiac treatment, look to Northside Hospital Heart Institute. We lead with 5 emergency cardiac care centers, so we're here when you need us most. We lead with more than 55 locations in Georgia. That means we're always in the heart of your neighborhood. We lead with clarity, because clear direction is better when it comes to understanding every step of your treatment. Northside Hospital Heart Institute. We lead with heart.
Are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
No matter where you're headed, Citgo is a good place to start. Whether you're off to a music fest in the city or dance recital in the suburbs, Citgo top-tier Tri-Clean gasoline helps your engine run smoother and cleaner along the way. Tri-Clean is designed to keep fuel injectors, intake valves, and cylinders clean, preventing hesitation, rough idling, and poor drivability. Plenty of good reasons why when you start with Citgo, you're good to go.
Kroger always gives you savings and rewards on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Kroger app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. And with a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. So you can always save big every day with our savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Regions Locker Room Report from Athens, Stegman Coliseum. Order now for the Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card and prepaid Regions Now card at regions.com/GoDogs. Along with Chuck Donnell and our producer-engineer Adam Gillespie, Scott Howard back here. Luke Ned Carney standing by in the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. And we'll check in with Luke momentarily to get the final results from a lot of SEC action today. The final result here tonight was Auburn 97 and Georgia 76. The Bulldogs now 15-12 for the year, 5-9 in the SEC. Number 14 Auburn improves to 21-6 overall and 10-4 in the league. Second straight year they've won at least 21 games. They finished 7th in the SEC last season, and they will host Georgia in the final game of the regular season. The Bulldogs will be on the road to close out the regular season Saturday, March 9th, and when we return the game to the Auburn Tigers. Coach Mike White is joining us now from the Bulldogs coaches' locker room. And, Mike, this was a tough one there in that final 9 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, really tough. I mean, it was a 3-point game. We're right there knocking on the door after about 30 and really hadn't played great. You know, Auburn allowed us to stick around there for a little bit. By us getting to the foul line and cashing in at the foul line, of course, we hung around for a long time, and then we missed a couple bunnies there mid-second half. They got out in transition. Their transition offense was better than our transition defense. They executed really well in the half court as well. I thought Broom made timely shots. Chaney Johnson made timely shots. And we just really struggled to defend a high-level team. I mean, we gave up 97 at home. That's not a good formula. They're one of the best 3 or 4 defenses in all of college basketball. We only had 6 turnovers. We got to the foul line a bunch. We shot 44%. It wasn't a beautiful game offensively, but we did enough. Our defense failed us.
Coach, when you look back at this one and you had it down to 3 and you had the crowd into it, and then on successive possessions, they were able to get second opportunities underneath and score.
Yeah. Chuck, that's
really
a good point, too. Yeah, offensive rebounding. They had 8, but they were loud. 2 or 3 of those were, again, timely. 2 in a row. And we had some size and some length out there. They won those fights on the interior. And they, generally speaking, they do consistently against most teams.
And I know we didn't shoot the 3 well tonight, for sure. But a lot of that credit may go. I'm thinking back to that game, and we didn't have a lot of just wide open standing there look at it threes.
No,
like they had a defender that we were having to do step back froms and break them down and try to get an open spot.
Yeah, they're the number 1 effective field goal percentage defense in the country, and there's a reason for that. There's a lot of reasons. They play hard. They're prepared, obviously. They actually did more of changing defenses and playing zone than they have all season tonight. They obviously did a really good job preparing, got us out of rhythm a little bit, a lot, actually. That said, though, our final numbers, if you look at them, as we talked about, weren't bad. But sticking to their defense in that conversation, they pressure the handler, right? The guys to his right and left are denied. They extend their wings, and they alter and block as many or more shots than anyone in our league, so they funnel you to size there with Broom and Baker Mazar with his length. Denver Jones, Chaney Johnson, great length. Dylan Caldwell off the bench, another 6'11", athletic rim protector. So they're really, really good defensively.
And Mike, there was a lot of chatter in this game. There was a lot of contact, a couple double technicals in the first half. Did that have any persuasion on how this game was played tonight? Just the back and forth between the two teams?
No, I don't think so. I mean, not at all. Not at all. If the other team gets attacked, great. There's no excuse for us getting techs. That said, though, I'm not going to hold grudges on guys either. I mean, it's part of the game. I wish instead of those being double techs, there were one-sided techs. We'll discuss it very briefly. In fact, we already have, but it's part of college basketball.
You were able to, and particularly early on, get the ball inside to Russell, and he was able to use that size and strength of his to maneuver around and get that ball off the glass and in.
Yeah, Russ did some good things. Scored it at point blank, a few times, and Broom was in foul trouble, so we were trying to ride him, and Broom was. He was cognizant of his foul trouble.
Yeah, he was backing away.
Yeah, and Russ converted there a few times. I thought Noah played well. I thought Silas played with a lot of toughness and energy. Blue Kane, I'd like to credit him here publicly. He left, got stitches, and came back. Coach put me in. Just exemplified a lot of toughness there, both mentally and physically, because he had a pretty good cut there on his face.
Yeah, he took a good shot to the face.
Yeah, he was so high in the air.
Good, and still able, as you point out, to finish the game, and that's kind of the guy he is, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a developing freshman who's got a chance to be very good, and that fight back there showed a lot of toughness.
Coach, their threes that they shot, and they shot them well tonight. Did that surprise you a little bit? I mean,
the number 1 bullet on our defensive scouting report was protect the paint. And, by them stepping up and hitting 14 threes, that was not what we anticipated. But credit those guys. I mean, Holloway hit a couple timely ones again. Denver Jones, I thought, hit a couple where we were pretty close on them. Katie Johnson steps up and hits 2 big ones. Sometimes that's, confidence can spread a little bit throughout a team when a certain guy gets it going. I mean, Janai Broom's maybe the best player in our league. He's out there hitting threes now pretty consistently, very consistently, 40% plus. They're a team that can make a big run in the NCAA tournament. They're very good.
short turnaround and a road game coming up, Coach, at LSU on Tuesday night. So, what's your schedule, your preparation time for the Tigers, who we've already seen once this year?
Yeah, no days off. We'll take a day off Wednesday, so we'll lay it on the line here through Tuesday night. Fly back Tuesday night for classes on Wednesday, and until then, and we're back at it tomorrow afternoon with film and practice. And Monday night we'll practice in Baton Rouge and tip it up Tuesday night.
All right, Coach. Mike, we appreciate the time. Good luck getting ready for LSU, and we'll see you then.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that is Coach Mike White from the Coach's Locker Room here at Stegman Coliseum as Auburn wins it 97-76 over Georgia tonight, and the Dogs now 15-12, 5-9 in the league. Auburn 21-6 and 10-4, and as we said, LSU awaits Georgia next Tuesday night in Baton Rouge at 7:00 Eastern time.
And Scott, let me elaborate on something that Coach White said, because it's an excellent point that Auburn is Auburn is not a 53, almost 54% 3-point shooting team. They're just not that, and precious few are. Let me say that too. But he's right that sometimes our scouting report was, look, we're going to pack it in, and if they hit threes, we're going to lose, and that's what happened. But the scouting report will stop them where their strength is, which is going inside. And if they can hit threes, then that's going to be tough on us, and we'll have to make adjustments. But they hit those threes tonight, and they hit them at an exorbitant rate. But he's right about one thing, is that confidence like that, when you start making threes, it'll spread among your teammates. And we've seen it happen with us, where guys will start making a couple of threes, and then next thing you know, everybody's making them. And so that does happen. That's not unusual. And Auburn was the great beneficiary of it this evening.
Yeah, they had 7 different players to hit at least 1 3 tonight. Tigers win it 97-76. When we continue here on the Region's Locker Room Report, we'll check the final game stats. Stay with us on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Biscuits and gravy, peanut butter and jelly. Some things go together naturally. Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance is bringing together a new duo. Great quality and convenience. Now you can get the excellent insurance coverage and customer service we're known for all over the phone in just minutes. Call now 877-404-1050 to partner with a company you can depend on when you need it. Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance.
We are Farm Bureau.
Bulldog fans, college basketball is back. So grab a cold, refreshing Dos Equis lager and make the most of the big game with your real ones. Whether you're at the bar with fellow Bulldogs or watching with your friend who went to that other school, Dos Equis is there for it all. So buy a cold, crisp Dos Equis lager and raise one with a real one on game day. Dos Equis, proud sponsor of the Georgia Bulldogs. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2023. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
This is your home of the Dogs. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Go Dogs, sick 'em. Whether they're on the road or the home court, my family and I get loud and proud whenever the Dogs are unleashed. And this basketball season, Scana Energy's part of all the action is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. So join my family and Scana in cheering on the Dogs to glory this season. Sign up with Scana today and get up to $100. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/GoDogs for details. Limited time offer, terms and conditions apply.
Max, water your plants in the shower with you. That's how you turn $1 into 2.
That's my Uncle Bert. Always thinking up ways to multiply his money. I told him to just play the times the cash scratchers. You can multiply your win up to 100 times, which is way better than his ideas.
Hold this $10 bill up to the mirror. Now it's $20.
For a limited time only, multiply your win 20 times, 50 times, or even 100 times to win up to $2 million. Play the all-new Times the Cash Scratchers from the Georgia Lottery. Play responsibly.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
All right, let's run through these final numbers for you as Auburn defeats Georgia tonight, 97-76. Final stats brought to you by Northside Hospital, reminding you the most common symptom of prostate cancer is no symptom at all. Prostate cancer will affect 1 in every 9 men in America. You can find out about screenings, your risk factors, and innovative treatment at Northside.com. Dogs finished the game at 43.5% of 24-55 shooting the basketball. Auburn, a blistering 62%. They were 36 of 58. We talked about the 3-ball. Didn't fall for the Dogs tonight, just 3 of 14. It was falling all over the place for Auburn. They were 14 of 26 tonight. At the foul line, Georgia was 25 of 31, 80.5%. That's a good number. 11 of 16, the number for Auburn, 69% from the free throw line. They out-rebounded Georgia by 9, 33-24. The top assist team in the SEC didn't disappoint there. They had 16 assists tonight on their 36 baskets. Georgia had only 5 assists on its 24 baskets. The Dogs turned it over only 6 times, while Auburn turned it over on 9 occasions. Points in the paint, 38-36 Auburn. Fast break points, 17-3 Auburn. Bench points, 17-16 Auburn. Individually, Noah Thomason led Georgia with 18 points. Russell Chewa had 16 points, 7 rebounds. Silas Demery, 16 points and 4 steals in the contest. That was a career or a season high for Demery in the steals number. Everybody else for the Dogs in double figures. Jabri Abdur-Rahim, 7 points tonight to go with 2 boards. Justin Hill off the bench with 5 points. R.J. Melendez and Blue Cane each with 4. Dylan James with 3. Jalen Deloach with 3. Frank Anselamibe played 7 minutes and 5 seconds. Did not score. Had 1 rebound and 1 assist. Leading scorer for Auburn, Chad Baker-Mazzara, a career-high 25. They also had a career best from Chaney Johnson, 16 points for him. Janai Broom, 16 points, 13 rebounds, another double-double for the potential All-American. That's his 11th of the year and the 57th of his career for the former Morehead State player from Plant City, Florida. Janai Broom, he's still got a double-double, even though he played most of the night with 3 fouls.
3 fouls, yeah. He's a talent. He is a talent. I remember last year watching him thinking, boy, Morehead State, they must have had one heck of a team. I mean, that guy like that.
I think he's developed a little.
Yeah, he has.
Since then, and he's turning into quite the player.
He really is, and you saw him step out and knock down shots. And you know what else he does that I noticed? I don't know how many people paying attention that much. He exemplifies a lot of leadership to his teammates on the floor. He kind of tells them, and you notice they all pay attention to what he's got to say.
Well, I would too. At 6'10" and 240, he towers over the rest of them, and they listen to him. He's got some experience, and he produces the numbers as well as Auburn produces a number tonight that beats Georgia. 97 points here, 97-76. The final. So, Chuck, the Dogs will get ready now for LSU on Tuesday night in Baton Rouge at 7 o'clock. They beat the Tigers earlier this year in a tight ball game. Went right down to the final possession. The Dogs squeezing out a 68-66 win. They'll go for the season sweep on the road, and it's another important game for Georgia as far as
they all are now
continuing the rest of the season.
Yeah, no doubt. We've got to go to the PMAC Center, and that's a tough place to play. But we'll go in and give LSU all that we've got, and hopefully we can get a season sweep. That'd be a real feather in our cap. I will say this: if I had to pick out 2 teams that I think are playing better basketball now than they were a month ago, one would be Florida, and the other would be LSU. I think LSU's playing a much better brand of basketball now than they were, at a higher level now than they were a few weeks ago.
Well, they certainly had the big win over Kentucky, and tonight, just getting underway, they are the last game on the schedule tonight as they take on Mississippi State at home this evening. So if you are inclined to do so, flip over and do a little scouting on LSU tonight as they play Mississippi State, and that one just getting underway. That's going to do it for this portion of the Region's Locker Room Report. Luke Nadkarni in our Piedmont Healthcare Network studios will get us up to date on who else won and lost in the SEC and beyond. He is standing by. Piedmont Healthcare offers you exceptional, hassle-free care closer to home. Piedmont, the official healthcare provider of UGA Athletics. So for Chuck Dowdle and our producer-engineer Adam Gillespie, I'm Scott Howard. So long from Athens. Luke Carney Nad Carney. I did it again. Luke Nad Carney. He's got multiple syllables in his name. Luke is next from our studio on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Do you call the dogs in your sleep? See bulldogs in the clouds? Never wear orange and blue together? If so, there's no better way to show your Dog Nation pride than with the Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card and prepaid Regions Now card. As passionate as you are about the Bulldogs, Regions is even more passionate about celebrating your every financial win and helping you plan for the next one. To order your card, visit Regions.com/GoDogs. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
It's time to cheer on the Bulldogs with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth, and at 5% alcohol, it's got the perfect kick to turn things up on game day. It's time to stock up for the season. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted. Please drink responsibly. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio.
This is Georgia Basketball, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility and great pay and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Georgia is our home. That's why at Georgia Power, we're building the future of energy. Over the last decade, we've invested nearly $10 billion to strengthen the electric grid, installing new substations, upgrading transformers, moving power lines underground, and investing in cleaner energy. We're making the electric grid more resilient and reliable for you and for future generations. At Georgia Power, we know that making smart investments today prepares us to meet our customers' needs tomorrow.
Some people like A and others like B. At BMW, we prefer X. Like the dynamic X3, meant for ultimate exploration. The X5, built to conquer even the most difficult paths. Or the pinnacle of comfort and luxury, the X7. And since every X-Range vehicle is packed with performance and versatility, you'll always get the best of X. The BMW X-Range. Your next X-Venture starts here.
Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Go Dogs!
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Regions locker room report rolls on as the Dogs unable to get it done in Athens tonight. Auburn a 97-76 winner over Georgia as the Dogs drop to 5-9 in the SEC, 15-12 overall. Auburn is now 21-6, 10-4 in the league. Luke Nad Carney here with you in the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios for a look at the scoreboard, and 4:50 to play in the first half. Tight one between Tennessee and Texas A&M at Thompson Bowling Arena. The Volunteers at number 5 in the country have a 24-21 lead that was actually just equaled by Texas A&M three-pointer, and they're knotted at 24 with 4:32 to play in the first half. Much earlier, down on the Bayou, Mississippi State, winners of 4 in a row, 15:39 to play in the first half, and they are all tied with LSU 8-8. Everything else in the league has gone final. Number 17, Kentucky, shoots 63% from the field and puts a hurting on number 13, Alabama, 117-95 at Rupp Arena. Number 20, South Carolina takes care of business against Ole Miss, 72-59 in Oxford. And so does number 24, Florida at home. They beat Vanderbilt 77-64. One other final from the SEC, Missouri is still winless in conference play. Arkansas beats them 88-73 at Bud Walton Arena. That is the Razorbacks' 5th conference win of the year. They're equal with the Dogs at 5-9. Over to the top 25. Games in progress right now. Number 1, UConn with 4:20 to play in the first half. They lead Villanova 21-17 in Stores. Also, late first half, 21st ranked Washington State, fresh off that win over Arizona to give them first place in the Pac-12. They're in a little bit of trouble against Arizona State. 2:43 to play first half, 31-25, Arizona State in the lead. And staying out west, number 22, Colorado State is up on top of UNLV in Vegas, 21-17. Finals from the top 25. There was an upset on Tobacco Road.
Here's Miller into the paint, kicks left side, Carr open in front of his bench. Zip.
Now you got the lead by 1. Stop him here and get the ball.
Carr's got 16.
Stan Cotton, Mark Friedinger on the call from the Wake Forest Sports Network. as the Demon Deacons knock off 8th-ranked Duke 83-79 in a wild game. Hunter Salas had 29 points for Wake Forest. Sticking in the ACC, number 10 North Carolina goes on the road to Virginia and gets a win over the Cavaliers 54-44, moving to 13-3 in the ACC. Other notable finals from the top 25, number 2 Houston survives number 11 Baylor in Waco 82-76. And number 4 Arizona beats Washington 91-75 in Tucson. Number 6 Iowa State beats West Virginia 71-64 at home at Hilton. And at the Octagon of Doom, number 25 BYU falls to Kansas State 84-74. Elsewhere in Georgia athletics, the Dogs score 4 in the bottom of the ninth and beat Northern Kentucky 7-6 at Foley Field. They'll go for the sweep of the Norse tomorrow in a 1 o'clock first pitch here on the network. And also from the world of track and field, the SEC Track and Field Championships, Georgia Track's Christopher Morales-Williams runs a 44.49 in the 400-meter dash, setting a new world record. So congratulations to Chris on that one. 97-76 was our final score. Auburn beats Georgia. We'll take a timeout and look ahead and wrap this one up on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
SeatGeek's the ticketing app for fans like the sideline shot caller.
Come on, boys, pick up the pace.
SeatGeek got him a great deal on seats right near the action, so when he yells,
"What are you doing?" Block him!
He can be absolutely sure the players heard him. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Bulldog fans, college basketball is back. So grab a cold, refreshing Dos Equis lager and make the most of the big game with your real ones. Whether you're at the bar with fellow Bulldogs or watching with your friend who went to that other school, Dos Equis is there for it all. So buy a cold, crisp Dos Equis lager and raise one with a real one on game day. Dos Equis, proud sponsor of the Georgia Bulldogs. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2023. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Get ready for tip-off at the UGA Bookstore, featuring the biggest selection of Bulldog gifts and apparel. Shop all the great brands at the UGA Bookstore, like Nike, Tommy Bahama, Vineyard Vines, Southern Pride, Peter Millar, and Columbia. The UGA Bookstore is your best source for custom NIL jerseys, and in the heart of campus next to the Tate Student Center. Shop online 24/7 at UGABookstore.com. The UGA Bookstore. It's where dogs shop.
Hi, it's Chuck Dowdle. In today's market, we know that saving money is more important than ever. That's why I'm a proud member of Georgia's Own Credit Union. Georgia's Own has been saving people money for nearly 90 years. Whether it's better rates on a CD or fewer fees on a checking account, your money goes further at Georgia's Own. Best of all, they're local and continue to support the people, places, and teams that we've all grown to love. To learn more, visit georgiasown.org. I'm Chuck Dowdle, and I'm one of Georgia's Own.
Georgia's Own is federally insured by the NCUA.
Luke Knight Carney, one final time here in the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios as Georgia falls to Auburn 97-76 as the Dogs are now 15-12, 5-9 in the SEC. Time now for our Toyota look ahead. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. And the Dogs will hit the road for Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And on Tuesday night, they'll take on the LSU Tigers, who are currently playing host to Mississippi State and have an 18-13 lead with 13 minutes to play in the first half. Tip-off from Baton Rouge will be 7 o'clock Eastern Time, and our airtime will be 6:35 for the pregame with Scott, Chuck, Adam, and myself. One more time, our final score, Auburn 97, Georgia 76. Auburn improves 21-6, 10-4 in the SEC. Georgia now 15-12, 5-9. For Adam Gillespie, Chuck Dowdle, and the voice of the Dogs, Scott Howard, I'm Luke Ned Carney. Have a great night, everyone, and thank you for listening to this production of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. You've been listening to the Locker Room Report, presented by Regions. Today's coverage has been brought to you by Regions. Order now. The with a Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card and prepaid Regions Now card at regions.com/GoDogs. Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Live fast, eat well with Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Georgia Farm Bureau. Always the home team. And by Piedmont Healthcare, the official healthcare provider of the Georgia Bulldogs. The proceeding has been a presentation of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, powered by Learfield and JMI Sports.
The following was previously recorded and scheduled to broadcast at this time.
We now join our regularly scheduled program in progress.
Dead flowers with him.
Oh, wow.
Just me and him.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like in awe over that because I love the Replacements.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him in a while. The last time I saw him, he was sitting on a couch at the Variety Playhouse doing a very slow show, and I was like, I want some punk.
Yeah.
Please play some punk. It wasn't that kind of show.
Yeah.
But also, moving forward a little bit, you got into Soul Asylum, and you toured with Soul Asylum for a number of years, right?
Yeah, about 7 years.
And a cool thing from the book, you met the President of the United States.
Absolutely good.
In 1993, after the passing of the AmeriCorps Act.
Right.
Soul Asylum was asked to come to the White House. Now, the cool thing...
And
play. Clinton was a baby boomer, but he's the first Gen X president.
Yeah.
He's the one that we all went out and voted for back in 92.
Right.
And if you don't mind, tell me about that. When you get to the White House, you met a young George Stephanopoulos. People don't remember that these folks used to be young. Stephanopoulos, 35 years old. Chief of staff, or was he press secretary or something like that?
Press secretary.
Yeah. And he met you guys there. He liked Soul Asylum.
Yeah, he gave us the tour of the White House.
And what happened when you got to Al Gore's office? Because you guys were looking for him.
He let us rifle Al Gore's office.
Yeah.
We took stationery and pens and stuff out of the office, and he thought it was hilarious.
Did you still have any of those?
No, I don't.
No? Imagine you could sell those someplace, or just display them.
Yeah.
I want my pens back.
Yeah.
I would like to have my pens back that you stole from me.
But we met Fawn Hall.
Yeah, I saw that in the book. Fawn Hall, for people who don't remember, go back to the Iran-Contra scandal. Fawn Hall was Oliver North's secretary, right?
Yeah, she smuggled the documents out in her underwear.
Right, and there was two ladies, her and somebody named Donna. That was the Gary Hart. Those are the first two people I remember being scandal people.
Right.
And it was all over CNN, and Fawn Hall did those hearings in 87.
Yeah, and Fawn Hall's mother was Bill Clinton's secretary right outside the Oval Office.
Isn't that strange how she stayed for another administration?
Yeah.
No, actually 3, I guess. Now, the Clinton, are they from Arkansas?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how was Bill Clinton? I imagine he was nice.
He was great. Shook his hand, felt like I was the only person in the world.
Yeah.
He had that charisma and charm.
And he's a big guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't think that when you see presidents on TV, but all of them are big.
And the presidency hadn't wore him down.
Yeah.
He was still vibrant and young,
Yep. Until 94 when, everything changed in 95. And then as he went along to his second term, it just beat him down. The constant, nothing's changed since then, by the way. So I try to avoid politics.
Newt Gingrich.
Right.
But they worked together and passed bills.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing that happened a lot back then is they actually got things done.
Yeah.
Outside of the scandal stuff that you saw every day in the headlines, they actually worked and got things done.
Yeah.
Both of them. And I kind of long for those days because that doesn't seem to...
I do too.
I'm a 90s kid. I want to go back to the 90s. Did you meet the Dragon Lady?
No, we hid in a closet, and it was a false alarm.
Uh-huh. And the Dragon Lady, by the way, is former First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Yeah.
I met. She's probably nicer than people say. Or maybe not. They all seem to be like, what?
They all seem to be afraid of it.
I saw that movie with John Travolta where they played, he and Emma Thompson played Bill and Hillary.
Right.
I forget what it's called now. It was a book first.
Yeah, I read the book.
Written by Anonymous. And then they made that movie, and I can't think about it up the top of my head. But so going through the 90s, what was the band in the 90s? Like, how did you hook up? How did you go from Soul Asylum and bands like Driving and Crying and wind up with Skynyrd or with Hank Williams Jr.?
Well, it's just...
Because you've never stopped working.
No.
You're always working.
No, I quit Hank in 2019.
2019, okay.
And to concentrate on the studio, and then
the pandemic.
COVID hit. Mm-hmm. And, no studio for 2 years or 3 years.
Is it back, though?
Yeah.
Oh, good. And are you going to go back out with anybody?
I'm just playing with local bands here and there.
Yeah, I read in the book you like to play music no matter what it is. You like to play covers, and you enjoy doing that.
I do. I still like music. I still enjoy music. I know there's people that don't listen to music when they're not playing, or, they consider it a job and they don't want to,
like a studio musician, you mean?
Take their job home with them.
Right. But your job is music, and if you're doing something you love, you're going to listen to the stuff that you love.
Yeah. I listen to music probably every day.
I do too. It was hard at first, but now that my son's a little bit older and I'm starting to play music for him that I like, he's getting a nice assortment.
Right.
He's taking the Beatles. The first Beatles song he liked, he would say, "Can you play Help Please? Help Please?"
Yeah.
That's what he thinks it's called. And I don't correct him. I'm like, sure. Now he likes Yellow Submarine. He sprung one on me this morning on the way to daycare that I had never heard him ask for. Oh, God, what was it? It was, Hello Goodbye.
Yeah.
He just kept saying, hello, goodbye, hello, goodbye. I'm like, all right, I'll play that for you. Sure.
That's great. It's a great age.
And Beatles songs you don't get sick of.
No, you don't.
You might put it away for a little while, but you don't.
You just listen to another record of theirs.
Yeah. And they have different genres throughout their entire career.
Yeah. They were only together like 7 or 8 years.
Yep. And all that music that they made, and then everything that they did after, as long as they were around, was usually pretty good.
Yeah, Ringo had the most hits after.
I know. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
He had all those number one songs in the 70s.
Yeah.
And then he went out on tour, and he goes out with his mates. You ever play with them?
No.
The All-Star Band?
No.
Bet you that's a fun gig.
I bet it is, too.
He had Brian Wilson out with him once or twice.
I saw him at Chastain, and he had Felix Cavallari from,
now you got me perplexed here. I'm going to have to look that up. It's the good thing about modern era is we can just look it up. Felix Cavallari.
He was the organ player for, they had many hits in this.
The Young Rascals.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did have a ton of hits, didn't they? That's a 60s band
for
people who aren't familiar with it. So, I know you said you quit, Hank. Did you like touring with him at all? He seems like he'd be a challenge to tour with.
He was.
Yeah?
It was like jumping out of an airplane and not knowing if your chute was going to open, every night.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know what kind of mood he was going to be in. He's what I call double bubbles. He was Hank Sr.'s son, and then he made his own career. And he's a little bit of.
I have to put a marker there, but it rhymes with Rick, and we'll talk maybe a little bit more about that when we come back.
Okay.
All right. The name of the book again: Joey Huffman, East of the Sun: Memoirs of an Accidental Rock Star, and again, Hank Williams Jr. rhymes with Rick. It's the Popcast with Tim Andrews on 95.5 WSB.
Family tradition. 8:56 now on the Cool Ray Carrier WSB 24-hour traffic center. We're looking at a spot heading north on the downtown connector in Fulton. Got a big rig incident stalled on the right-hand shoulder on 7585 near Spring Street at exit 249D. Make sure you're on the left side of things passing through Midtown. And we got eyes on a recently cleared crash in Fulton heading north on 75 near exit 256 to Mount Perrin Road. Things have been moved over to the right shoulder here, so make sure you're closer to those left lanes as you get closer to that 285 interchange. I'm Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
This is Chris Chandler, host of Atlanta's Morning News here on WSB. It's time for Scott Slade's Georgia, sponsored by Breda Pest Management. Scott found a surprising twist this week from a very knowledgeable source in the story of Georgia's founding father, Mr. Oglethorpe.
Just a great pleasure catching up with Michael Thurman, along with being DeKalb's CEO and a former labor commissioner and school superintendent. He's also a published author, and now his new book, 27 Years in the Making.
James Oglethorpe, father of Georgia, a founder's journey from slave trader to abolitionist. It follows the arc of our founding father's journey from having served with a slave trading company to become one of the first white men in North America to speak out against chattel slavery.
This is a fairly new, important chapter about Georgia's origin story. What did you have to do to uncover it?
On a trip to England to celebrate the 300th anniversary of his birth in 1996, I was a member of the delegation led by former Governor Zell Miller. There's a marble plaque erected near his tomb in the parish church of All Saints. He's buried beneath the floor. And on that white marble plaque lists all of his accomplishments and other platitudes in his life. There's an 8-word sentence that reads, "He was a friend of the oppressed Negro." And that triggered my 27-year journey to determine the accuracy or lack thereof of that assertion.
And that includes a letter written to his home in West Africa by Ayuba Suleiman Diallo, who was living as a slave in the state of Maryland.
Oglethorpe had the letter translated because it was written in Arabic, and he was so impacted by the contents of the letter that he arranged for Diallo's passage back to England. He resigned from participating in this company, the Royal African Company. He resigned, sold his stock, and began his journey towards abolitionism.
And Mike Thurman tells a terrific story about the high school teacher who influenced him to take on projects like this.
This Elizabeth King, who was my Black history teacher at Clark Central High School in 1971, the only class where we did not have a textbook was in Mrs. King's Black history class. She would clip newspaper articles and magazine articles, and we complained and felt like, honestly, we were being discriminated against. And one day she looked at me and she said, "Mike Thurman, if you want a Black history textbook, why don't you go out and write one yourself?"
Is she still alive, by the way?
No, she died. She was 103 years old, died a couple of years ago, but that changed my life. And I walked out of class that on that day committed to